Once in Vijayanagar, a resident named Babban fell so ill that all the money in the house was spent on his treatment. Now there was only one cow left in the house, which could be sold to arrange for Babban's medicine. Babban and Nirmala decided to sell the cow. Babban's wife Nirmala was a simple woman. When the discussion of selling the cow in the market came up, Babban explained everything to her before sending her.
Listen, don't talk to anyone on the way. Just do your work and come back home directly.
Namaste, Auntie. Huh? Auntie didn't even respond to the greeting? That's strange.
Seems like we have got something good today. But why is it moving? Oh no, catch it!
I thought we would find diamonds and jewels. But what did we find? This sheep?
Now watch how I turn this sheep into a cow.
Just like Nirmala had a cow, Mungi had a plan to take the cow from her.
My cow?
What happened, Auntie?
I brought a cow. This ship is not mine.
This sheep is indeed your cow. You might not know, but there is magic in the air here. As soon as the air passed through it, the cow turned into a sheep.
What? Magic in the air? You never told me before.
See, Auntie, this is my donkey. It turned into a human with this magical air, but it hasn't become intelligent yet.
What has happened?
Chungi Mungi, who turned the cow into a sheep, now turned that sheep into a chicken.
Oh no, magical air again.
It wasn't the magic of air, but the magic of Chungi Mungi's hands.
Who will buy this old rope now? Even the air seems upset today.
After hearing everything from Nirmala, Babban understood that the two boys had fooled her with the story of magical air. And the very next day,
Did you bring Manglu's rabbits? But will they be able to complete your plan? Be careful. There shouldn't be any more losses.
Keep watching, Nirmala. But do you remember what you have to do?
Yes, I remember.
Yesterday we made good money without any hard work.
but here Chungi and Mungi didn't know that today they were going to receive a big shock.
Slowly, slowly, my child, slowly.
A rabbit?
These must be the same two whom Nirmala had talked about.
Wow, uncle, this rabbit is so cute. Where are you taking it?
This is not just a rabbit, but my heart too. I'm ill. That is why I'm going to sell him. He listens to everything I say.
Everything?
Yes, yes. He plays with me. When I grab his ears like this, he likes it. Then I lift it with one hand and spin it around. Like this, like this, like this, like that. Like this way and that way.
No, But how can a rabbit be a piece of someone's heart?
Tell him to.
Not like that. Give me proof. Only then I will believe that he listens to you.
Why not? My child Chiku, go and tell your auntie to prepare potato curry, kheer and puri also. Huh? I am coming with guest, okay? Are you listening? We have arrived.
Yes, Chiku informed me. I have prepared potato curry, puris and kheer.
It's true.
This
This rabbit
rabbit
turned out to be very clever.
Here you go, uncle. Now this rabbit is ours.
As I told you, he is a piece of my heart. You cannot buy him with such a small amount.
Okay, uncle, take this too.
No, my child, no. It won't be enough. This is a wonder of the world. If I didn't need coins, I would never sell him. I'll take him to a big market and sell him there.
If we take this rabbit Chiku to the palace and sell it to the king, then we won't have to steal for the rest of our lives. We'll play with the coins instead of stealing them.
Okay, take this too.
Not enough.
Take this too. That too.
Here, take this.
Take out more, Chungi.
I don't have more.
Yeah, take everything.
All right. That's enough.
Why did you invest all of your earnings in this rabbit?
Because this rabbit seems to be smarter than you. I'm pretty sure about my investments and also about the money. Now, keep watching how the money comes back.
Huh?
Chiku, go and tell uncle that if he doesn't bring the money within an hour, we will come and loot everything.
Several hours passed.
Huh?
Neither Chiku came nor did Babban show up with the coins. That's when they suspected that Babban had fooled them.
Uncle, come outside.
What happened, my child? Did you forget something?
Don't act clever, uncle. We want our coins back.
Why not? Here they are.
These are stones.
But there were coins in it. It seems like the magical air turned them into stones.
Is there such a magical wind?
Yes, there is, isn't it? Like a cow turns into a ship by the magical wind.
And the sheep into a chicken.
Oh no, she's the same auntie, the cow owner. The one we had robbed.
The soldiers haven't gone far. Should I call them?
They made a fool out of us.
Now go from here. We need to rest.
No, our God!
Greetings, my king. Come, Saranga. King Himabindu has sent an invitation to honor you.
Why would the king, who has always longed for the throne of Vijayanagar, extend an invitation to honor him? This thought was bothering Saranga. Saranga was well aware of Himabindu's intentions, and that's why he wanted that when he goes to meet the king, along with the soldiers, there should be some people in his entourage who are clever and intelligent. Saranga went to search for such people in disguise.
Catch them! Catch them! Catch them! Catch them! Get hold of them! Catch
Let's go and Did they go inside?
Chungi, they have come.
It's not a thieves inside, but
The clever and intelligent individual Saranga was looking for, he found them in the form of Chungi and Mungi. Saranga included them in his entourage. At this time, King Himabindu's camp was near the borders of Vijayanagar. Any attempt by him to conquer Vijayanagar couldn't withstand Saranga's cleverness.
None of our politics or strategies to conquer Vijayanagar worked due to Saranga.
A few moments more, my king. Saranga has accepted our invitation. We will offer him such a deal that he won't be able to refuse.
Come, Saranga, you're welcome.
Greetings, my king. Please accept these gifts from the talented citizens of our kingdom, king.
Wow, amazing. We also want to honor you, Saranga. Come on inside. Come, Saranga, come. This is your gift.
My king? What is this?
I declare you the king of Vijayanagar.
No, my king. Forgive me, but I am not the rightful owner of the crown, but King Raja Vidyadhar.
The king offered Saranga all kinds of tempting gifts to bring him to his side.
Take this, Saranga.
No, my king.
Bring him more.
Despite seeing so much of wealth, Saranga did not agree to betray his king. In anger, the king ordered his soldiers.
Put him behind bars.
Seeing the condition of their minister, everyone understood that they were in big trouble. Now, there was only one way to escape.
I've heard that the Queen has a passion for collecting beautiful shawls. If we make her happy by presenting her with a shawl, we might request to spare the minister in return.
Great! Then we should immediately gift her a shawl and save our minister.
But there is no shawl left. The one we had has been gifted to the king.
While the discussion was going on, Chungi Mungi went to do their work.
The sound was coming from here only. Let's see there.
Everything happened as per the plan. The shawl went from Chungi Mungi to Manu's hands and then to the queen's.
Wow, I have never seen such a soft and beautiful shawl before. I am very happy. Tell me, what is its price?
Manu asked for his minister's freedom in exchange of the shawl.
What? Okay, as you wish.
At night, after the king had relished a delicious meal cooked by the queen, then
What am I saying? Please let him go.
Let's talk tomorrow.
Listen to me. Just leave him.
All right, as you say.
Release Minister Saranga respectfully early in the morning.
What?
This is the king's order.
Okay.
but there was another problem here. They had to leave the place before morning because early in the morning the secret would be revealed that the shawl they used to release Saranga was the one gifted to the king. In such difficult times, Mungi came up with a solution. He turned the night into a day.
The morning came quite early today.
Not just the soldiers, but also King Himabindu woke up with the sound of the rooster.
It's already morning and the rooster has crowed as well. Now release the minister.
All right, all right.
Who? Soldiers! Who released the minister?
My king, it was your order to release him early in the morning.
But it's not yet morning. Catch them!
I saw them running in this direction. Where did they go?
Search for them quickly. Don't let them escape. Huh?
Run quickly, the king has arrived.
Catch them! Now this laughter of yours is of no use, Saranga.
Look around you, my king. You are at the borders of Vijayanagar. Think before you do anything. I can arrest you for trespassing across the borders.
And thus, Saranga and Chungi Mungi together foiled Himabindu's plan. This is the story of two completely different individuals from Vijayanagar. One was Udanka, a wealthy merchant whose house was overflowing with sacks of grains every day. On the other hand, there was Babban, a poor man whose house had nothing but empty sacks, utensils, and a sense of emptiness. Babban approached Udanka for help.
I don't have a single grain of food at home. Can I get a sack of grains, please?
I won't give you a single grain of food until you settle the previous debt. Money is honey. I don't understand where they come from. Now go away.
This village now has neither any employment nor anyone willing to help.
Why would you go to the city alone for the entire family? We will go together and work hard as a team. Understood? So it's decided then. We won't let you work alone. Let's join hands.
Yes, you're right, my son.
Babban's family knew how to stay united in every situation. And that was the strength of his family. The very next morning, Babban and his entire family set out for the city.
You stop that. There is a dense forest ahead, and night is about to fall. Where are you going?
We are going to the city. We'll rest for the night ahead.
All right, but be careful while going. A thief just escaped from our custody a while ago.
But we don't have anything that's worth stealing. So you please don't worry. I will take your leave. Hey! This place seems right.
This place is perfect for our night halt. Okay? You all clean the area under the tree properly.
All right then.
Brother, I will also help you with this.
Nirmala, you fill the water.
All right.
You all arrange for the fire. Okay? I will go get some dry wood.
Under
right,
the
Father.
tree, everyone was engaged in their preparations. And on top of that tree, Mungi was sitting with the stolen coins.
Oh no, where did these people come from? That was close.
The preparations for the night halt are done, but there is nothing to eat.
Don't you worry, Nirmala. The one sitting above is watching everything. He will definitely help us.
But who is above besides me? I hope they didn't figure out that I'm the one sitting above.
And what if he doesn't help us?
Other than this, we have no other option. If he doesn't help us, we will hold on to his feet and we won't let go until he helps us. Keep that rope here. It will be useful for time.
All right.
Sometimes he says he'll hold on to my feet and won't let me go. And at other times he says he'll tie me up. It seems like these people are the king's men. The way they coordinate suggests that if they catch me, I won't be able to escape. It's better that you flee from here, Mungi.
Coins!
That too golden coins.
God has helped us!
This will make our life better.
You are right, brother.
We will sleep early. We need to leave from here early tomorrow morning. Not for the city, but for our village.
They must have come back to ask for a loan and ruin my entire day. Money is honey.
Today, I haven't come to ask for a loan, but to repay them. If you don't want it now, I will come back later.
What are you saying? Hey, come inside. Money is honey.
Here are your remaining coins. And in exchange for these coins, please keep sacks of grains in my cart.
Until yesterday, you couldn't even repay your loan. But today, along with repaying the loan, you come to buy grains as well. Did you people commit some robbery overnight? Money is honey.
No, sir. It happened like this.
Greedy Udanka, having heard the story of Baban's coins, planned to act out the same story under that tree. But more people were needed to show off. So he thought of repeating the same incident that happened to Baban by luring his customers with a few coins. The next morning, he also took his belongings and headed towards the same tree, where the thief Mungi was already sitting and searching for his lost bag.
Oh no, my bag of coins! All the hard work from so many days has gone to waste.
We have found the place. Unload the goods. Listen, you bring water from the pond. And you go and cut some wood and bring it.
And what are you planning to do?
Just rest.
Don't argue with me. Just focus on your work. And yes, come back quickly. It's just a matter of a few moments now. Ow!
Here's your water.
Shh. Do one more thing.
Which task is left now?
You fools, start asking questions. I gave you coins for this work.
Oh, yes. All the preparations for the night halt are done. But there is nothing to eat.
Don't worry. The one sitting above watching everything will help us now, Manies, honey.
I have heard these words before. But how will he help us, huh?
We are all together, and now he has no other choice but to come and help us.
If the chief's words are not being heard by his own people, why will the one sitting above hear them? Come on, Mungi. It's time to make up for the lost coins.
What are you doing? Don't do this. I have saved these coins one by one with my hard work.
Shut up! When I decide to steal, I don't leave anything. Keep all the goods in the cart quickly.
I came here to earn, but I lost what I had earned earlier.
If we work together as a team, no task is difficult. Understand, children?
You are right, Amma. Now let us show you by doing this.
We have done it!
If you like this video, subscribe to our channel Murthy Media.